want you to look. How many of you came with a loved one? I want you to turn to your loved one, be that your sister, brother, mother, wife, whatever. Turn to that loved one, give them a hug, tell them you love them, say thank you for coming to TEDx for me, okay? Hug it out, guys, hug it out. And I want you now to know that the person you just hugged, is more likely to kill you than any boogeyman is, okay? In fact, your appendix is more likely to kill you than Al-Qaeda.
But I'm here to suggest to you that just the opposite is true. We are at our best when we are pursuing our weird, quirky, idiosyncratic idea of a good life, and we're often at our worst when we're turning our decision-making faculties over to people who want to mold us into whatever they want us to be. What had happened to her is what happens to many of us when we take sort of an overly zealous risk management policy to our lives, right? In the very effort of trying to make her ride smooth and to manage volatility in her life, she had brought about the very thing that she was scared of. Each one of us has a finite time here on earth, and the measure of our lives will not be the bumps that we avoided, but it will be the relationships that we built and the things that we accomplished along the way. And I can promise you that adding a little risk, doing what you love, and taking smart risk is a way to add richness and depth to your life.
Nobody is laid back when their mind is on their money and their money is on their mind. Nobody is laid back. In fact, we're so emotional about our money that we get stressed out when we think about money, and we actually, in times of duress, lose 13% of our IQ. So this is a very repeatable statistic, and some of your clients, frankly, don't have 13% to give, right? So we lose 13, not you, certainly not you, your clients.
Since Billboard started keeping track in 1890, there have been 3,348 chart-topping songs about love, with love in the title. To answer Kermit the Frog's question, there have been 42 songs about rainbows, and there have been exactly 0 songs about psychological bias in financial decision-making. And that is because we are loath to talk about how silly we are with money. We like to talk about money as an abstraction. What would you do if $1 million fell from the sky? And wouldn't it be cool to drive a Bugatti, right? But we don't like to look at our bank accounts, to the point that many banks are now taking the fund total off of the bottom right corner of online checking, because they're finding that's the only way they really get people to look at their account, is if you can't see how much money you don't have. In the wake of the financial crisis, there was a lot of blame to go around, right? Was it Wall Street? Was it Main Street? Was it hedge fund managers? Was it everyday Americans? But I'm here today to settle the score once and for all, and we're going to tell you here at TEDx Huntsville just who has been to blame for all of this insanity. And it's you, and it's you, and it's you, and it's me. Because, friends, financial markets don't exist in nature. No one has ever picked a perfectly ripe credit default swap or unearthed just the right moist little hedge fund, right? We are the problem. We dream them up and then we screw them up.
The human mind is equipped to hold on to the lurid, the negative, and the strange, but to ignore probability. If I told you that a study came out this week that said there are now more deaths by an order of magnitude due to selfie taking than shark attacks, you might not believe me, but that is the case. More people die each year taking selfies than die from shark attacks. But yet, if you ask me after this presentation if I would like to take a selfie with you, I would oblige that. I would not go swim with sharks, right? This is just the way that things work. If it's lurid or strange or dramatic, we hang on to it. So we have to...
You are 24 times more likely to be killed by your state than you are to win Mega Millions. And you are actually 3 times more likely to go to death row and have a last-minute pardon by the governor than you are to win Mega Millions. You are further 9 times more likely to be crushed to death by your TV than you are to win Mega Millions. But if I asked you to bet on any of these things, you would laugh me out of the room. Why then do we not laugh when we're asked to buy lottery tickets?
Turns out that being crazy like you and I are isn't all bad, because crazy has a lot of upside, okay? Here are some of the upsides to crazy. Crazy people make better leaders in times of crisis, because when your whole life is about inner turmoil and struggling to get through the day, it's no big deal when it hits the fan, right? Right?